Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this BPL budgets video. A huge thank you for all the support on the recent FIFA 14 videos. Literally guys, it has been awesome. So a huge thank you for that, and because they did so well, and the comments were like, I just want to see some budget, I was like, well, here it is. So Arsenal plus 4 million and then plus 500,000 weekly wages, sorry. So, you know, a lot of the teams did go up when it came to their transfer budget, and especially their weekly wages. Some teams got, you know, just loads more money when it came to weekly wages. You guys will see that throughout this video. I believe only one team went down in case of the transfer budget, but then Aston Villa here went up 1.5 million and a 500k boost to their weekly wages. That's one of the things, like I was saying earlier, that I actually noticed the most. There are some teams there. I think the one that went up the most was something like 800 or 900k, and I want to say that was Manchester United got the biggest weekly wage bump up. And then we have Cardiff City here, gone up just by the 1 million, but still an increase is an increase, and 200k on the wage budget. You know, that's over double of what they had in the first place, so that'll surely be very nice for any Cardiff City fans that want to do a career mode with Cardiff City. Of course, we have the big shot Chelsea here, plenty of moolah to splash, and then they have over a 2 million weekly wage and 800k. There you are, from Chelsea. That's the increase you get with their weekly wages, which is pretty insane if you ask me. But and then we have Crystal Palace that got like a huge boost. They had 2 million last year, and now they're up to 6 million and about a 300,000 weekly wages. And then Everton here, I'm not so keen on the badge, lads. Just thought I'd let you know. Not a big fan of the new Everton badge, but plus 3.5 million and an extra boost of almost doubling their weekly wages as well. I mean, these wage boosts seems to be really dramatic. I don't know if that's going to be final because they are really quite big, but if they are, it just means we get to spend more money, and I am more than happy to do that. Next thing we have here is Fulham gone up by 2 million, and their weekly wages has only gone up a little bit, so not too much, but you know, about 770,000. That's still a lot of money to spend on wages. And then Hull City here, not exactly the wealthiest club, but still, you know, they got some money in the bank at around 5.5 million this year, and some good wage budget actually. That's not bad for Hull City there. They could really do with some upgrades in certain areas of the pitch. Then we have Liverpool at 18 million. They've only gone up by 2 million, but still, you know, their weekly wages is rather dramatic. That's a lot of weekly wages that you can, of course, guys, you got to remember this with the weekly wages. You can actually adjust the ratio, if you will, between the transfer budget and the weekly wages. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Then, unfortunately, we have Man City, and they've actually gone down by around 6.5 million on their transfer budget, which is quite a bit if you ask me. Last year they were in the 80 plus, but their weekly wage is still pretty insane at over 2.5 million there, which is yeah, like I said, pretty dramatic. And then we have the other half of Manchester, and that's Manchester United. They have got a nice little increase of around 6 million on their transfer budget. I'm sure there'll be no complaints there, but that's still not even half of what Manchester City have to splash out. And then their weekly wage is very similar to Manchester City actually, just around 2.5 million, and they've actually gone up by around 600,000 weekly wages, so you get to spend lots of money and give your players lots of money. Fun times. And then Newcastle here gone up by just the 1 million, which seems about right, and then their weekly wages have actually gone up quite a bit, and they've gone over the 1 million marker, and I'm sure you guys will be able to find a really nice balance between the two. Moving on though, we now have Norwich City. They've again not had the biggest of increases, but you don't really expect something like that. They've gone up by 1.5 million, but their budget, they used to have 125, and now they're at 525, so there's no complaints there. You guys can just change the ratios and kind of sort yourself out to pick out a decent player if you want to make a huge marquee signing, or you want to buy loads of players to kind of just make sure your team has got plenty of depth. That's completely up to you guys. Then we have one of my favorite teams in career mode, and that is Southampton, just because of the quality they have in their squad. And that reminds me, guys, do not take these players starting 11 for what they are. This is an old build with old players on it, so please do not just assume like, oh my god, Bale is at Spurs, oh my god. You gotta remember, when we played this game, that deal was not done, and it was a little bit of an old build, so please do keep that in mind. But let's talk a bit about Spurs. Spurs are a team that I really want to try out this year because they look like they could have a really good season, a lot of fun with them. You know, their transfer budget is pretty good. You know, I like that sort of around the 20 million marker. You can make, you know, one nice signing and a couple key signings here and there to really strengthen your squad, and they've got a really nice weekly wages of around 1.7 10 million, which is always good to see. And then we have Stoke City here. Like I said, you know, they'd have Asaidi and things like that, but that's obviously not in this current build. So just keep that in mind, guys. I know there'll still be people that comment about it, but please, if you could reply to them and just be like, listen to the damn commentary, because I know it'll happen. It happens every time in every video. Then we have Sunderland here with 14.5 million to spend. That's actually pretty good for Sunderland. I'm sure any Sunderland fans that want to do a career mode with them will be happy with that sort of transfer budget. It's gone up by 2 million, which is good as well. And so have the weekly wages gone up by around 200k. So moving on to the next squad, we have Swansea, the team that play the nice football, as I like to refer to them. We've got 1.5 million increase, so around 7 million. You can sign a decent player for that, and a pretty beefy weekly wages as well. It's gone up by around 500k, which is dramatic. Like I said, a lot of these numbers are really big, so I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be final. I kind of hope they are. It just means we get to spend a little bit more money on our players. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Maybe take it with a bit of pinch of salt, I suppose. But then 7.5 million for West Brom. And then our final team here, we have West Ham, and they have an 8 million transfer budget. I personally think they should have a little bit more, but let me know in the comments, guys, who do you think should have more? Who do you think should have less? Well, just give me your thoughts, guys, on the transfer budgets. Please, like I said, don't comment about the starting 11. It's going to be different. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I want to hear your opinions, your voice on all of that stuff. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Hope you all have a cracking day. And of course, guys, make sure you leave a like if you'd like to see some more budget videos. I've got the Serie A, the Bundesliga, the Liga BBVA, or the Liga La Liga. I've got plenty to give to you guys. So let me know in the comments, what would you like to see next? And of course, the only way I'm going to know is if you guys show this video some support. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye-bye.